All right, let's talk about something that so many businesses get stuck on. How do you give your clients that special, customized service they love without completely losing your ability to innovate for the wider market? It's a tough balancing act, and getting it wrong can really hold a company back. So, on one hand, you've got customization. For a lot of companies, especially in fields like tech or consulting, that's their bread and butter. But getting super close to your clients can be a real double-edged sword when you're trying to think about the future. So let's get right to it. Here's the big question. When you're pouring all that time and energy into a bespoke solution for just one customer, are you actually building knowledge that's going to help you innovate for everybody else? Or are you just painting yourself into a corner? You know, for a long time, the experts have been kind of split on this. On one side, you have people saying, hey, customization gives you these incredible, deep insights into what customers really want. But then you've got the other side warning about something they call market myopia. Basically, a kind of tunnel vision where you get so focused on one client, you become blind to the rest of the market. Okay, so who's right? Which one is it? Well, thankfully, a huge new study from 2025 gives us a pretty clear answer. And let's start with the good news because there definitely is some. So, is customization good for innovation? The simple answer is a resounding yes. The research shows that, in general, the more a company tailors its services, the more innovative it tends to be. So that fear of getting stuck, the data says for the most part, you can relax. At first. So why? What's the magic here? Well, the study breaks it down into 3 big reasons. First, it forces you to really get what your customers actually need, not just what they say they need. Second, it helps you build up this toolkit of versatile skills that you can use on other problems. And third, it makes you more flexible, more able to pivot when the market shifts. And you can see it right here in the data. It's a pretty straightforward relationship, right? As service customization goes up, so does innovative activity. Looks like a perfect formula for success. But you know there's always a but. And this is where things get really interesting. Because that simple, straight line we just saw, that's not the whole story. Not even close. There's a hidden danger that the researchers found lurking in the data. Right, so what's the catch here? If customizing is so great for innovation, why do we see so many companies that are fantastic at serving their clients one-on-one, but they just can't seem to come up with those big, market-changing ideas? They have a name for it, and it's brilliant. They call it the particularization trap. This is what happens when you get too close, maybe too collaborative with your current clients. You get so wrapped up in solving their unique problems that you lose sight of the bigger picture. And that positive link to innovation, it starts to get weaker. And the data just lays it all out there. Take a look. For companies with, let's say, low-intensity client collaboration, customization gives them this massive boost in innovation. But now, look what happens when that collaboration gets super intense. That boost gets way smaller. You're hitting a point of diminishing returns. Okay, so we've identified the trap. The good news? The researchers didn't just find the problem. They also found the escape plan. There is a hero in this story, a way to get all the benefits of customization without falling into the trap. And that hero is something called deliberate learning. Now, this isn't just, learning on the job. It's a whole system, a formal, thought-out process for actually capturing what you learn from one specific project and making sure the entire company can use that knowledge. And it really comes down to 3 key steps. First, you have to actually articulate what you learned, put it into words. Then, and this is key, you have to codify it, turn it into something real, like a manual, a new template, or an entry in a database. And finally, you have to share it. That last step is everything. It's what turns a one-off favor for a client into a powerful asset for your whole business. I love how the authors phrase it. They say this process is what lets companies transform client-specific experiences into transferable insights. That's the whole game right there. It's the bridge that connects serving one person to innovating for everyone. Okay, so let's see what this looks like when a company gets it wrong. For a company that does not have this deliberate learning system in place, look what happens. Intense collaboration with a client becomes toxic for innovation. The boost doesn't just shrink, it actually goes negative. Think about that. you're literally spending resources to become less innovative. You're completely stuck in the trap. But now, here's the big aha moment. What happens when a company has a high level of deliberate learning? The trap completely disappears. Just look at this. Even with super intense client collaboration, the link to innovation stays strong and positive. Deliberate learning is the antidote. It's the cheat code to get the best of both worlds. All right, so what's the takeaway here? How do you actually use this? Let's boil this all down to a clear playbook. Because this isn't just some academic idea. It has huge real-world implications for how you run your business. And you need to pay attention to this now, because look at the trend. The study dug into company annual reports and found that mentions of customization are just skyrocketing. And check this out, it's the most innovative companies that are talking about it the most. The pressure to do this and do it right is only going up. So look, if there is one single thing you take away from all this, let it be this. The question isn't whether you should customize. The real question is how you learn from it. Are you building a system to capture that knowledge? That's it. That's the game changer. And that brings us to the final crucial question you should be asking yourself. Think about your own team, your own company. Are you just serving your clients one by one, stuck in an endless loop? Or are you systematically learning from them to build your next great innovation? Because honestly, the answer to that question could decide everything.